we're back here at the Cimarron Research Station in Perkins, joined by Katie Stenmark, who is a PhD candidate, and her research is hops. Obviously, we're here at the hops yard again, and Katie, it's harvest day, right?
It is. It's harvest day in the hop yard.
Tell us a little bit about what that entails. What's going on here with your research?
Well, we have mature hop cones, and it's time to get them off the vine. So we go through the hop yard and we assess the hop cones for their smelliness, their moisture, and check to see if they're ready. If they're ready, we go ahead and hand pick them off the vine and take them down to the lab for processing.
Okay, so that moisture is pretty critical, right, in harvesting. So you've checked them, and what's that moisture range you're sort of looking for?
Right, so you don't want to pick them if they're at 100% moisture, which can be difficult to tell. But you're going to want to pick them when they've dried out just a little bit, when you've pinched them and they're a little bit papery or spriggy, and that would be about 80% a hopeful moisture content.
Okay.
There's a more scientific way that you can do that, of course, but for this purpose, we were looking for the more physical characteristics.
Okay.
We take them to the lab and we have to cure them, because if you don't dry them down further, they then spoil.
Okay.
So after 80% moisture on the vine, we take them down to about 8 to 10% moisture in the lab.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about that process of what you're doing in the lab to dehydrate them further.
Right. So we built a hop drying device, which is essentially a large box that flows air through a screen where we set the hop cones on.
Okay.
We allow the hop cones to dry with that air flowing through them. And once they get to a certain moisture content, that 8 to 10, then we can either analyze them or we can prepare them for storage by vacuum sealing them under nitrogen and then freezing them.
Okay. And so I know you got some help back here behind us that are doing some of the hand picking. Now, is this what normally you would see in a commercial operation? That seems very labor intensive. Tell us a little bit about the difference there.
Very good. So the labor-intensive hand picking would typically probably only be done in a very small hop yard like this one. For commercial production, you would have a hop harvester to help you get the job done.
Okay.
A hop harvester is going to allow for the vines to be cut and pulled down, and then we'll send the vine through the harvester that will separate the hop cones. Okay. Once the hop cones are separated, they can get sent through a drum, and the larger ones can be saved inside of the drum for use. Right. So that would be the process for commercial production.
All right. And of course, a lot of your stuff that you're collecting here is probably going to go to the lab, and we're hoping to check up with you and see a little more about that process. But really kind of reiterate why you're doing this research here in Oklahoma again.
Yeah. So we believe that hops could be an important crop for Oklahoma growers because the craft beer industry in Oklahoma is absolutely booming right now. And they are getting all of their hop cones not from Oklahoma, mostly the Pacific Northwest. And so if we could figure out a way to develop or grow this crop for the craft beer industry, and also maybe create a new commercial crop for our Oklahoma crop profile, then that would just be a great thing.
All right. Well, Katie, thank you so much for sharing this with us today.
No problem.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.